As the groups were talking, Giselle's captured the hurdles here, some of the hurdles. We'd like for people to add to that. If you think that there's a hurdle that isn't on there that's actually, we need to look at this seriously, whatever that might be. I think Giselle was mentioning that China is one of those hurdles that keeps coming up. So if there's something that's a burning hurdle that you don't think has been aired today, then use one of the post-it notes. There's some just there near the data projector that you can write on to add to that. Okay. Now, the next part of the process, I'd like to invite Michelle. What's her name, Michelle? Michelle Isles, to come up, and she's going to actually talk about the next steps in the consultation process for SLF around the T10 proposal.
First of all, I just wanted to thank each and every one of you for being here today, for making such an enthusiastic contribution to this workshop. It can be it's a complex idea that we're proposing here, but it needs all of our minds working together to make it happen, and that's why this has been a really great event. So really, give yourself a big round of applause, now or later, and ongoing. As was just explained, there will be some feedback forms that will be filled out, and that's just, that is really importantly to give the Strategy Collective, which is part of SLF, and this particular group that's been facilitating this idea, a clear idea of how you have felt about the proposal and your involvement in the workshop today. So, as the diagram clearly shows, so that we can go as back to the strategy group and look at all of the feedback that was presented, both on your forms, but also gathering all of the information that's been presented and has been captured on film, captured as part of the process of putting up the different ideas and your questions and the hurdles. So we'll pull all of that together as part of the strategy group. There's an opportunity for you to both clarify with us beyond this meeting if there's any further feedback or questions that you have. And because there's been a lot to take in today, it's likely that, perhaps tomorrow, perhaps in a week's time, you'll sort of ponder on a particular point and want to be able to feed that back in. So we want you to know that that's you're open to do that. And I guess as a point to send that to the strategy group email. So we'll send a follow-up email so that, and you would have all received one as part of your invitation to today's event. So please feel free to contact us, as many of you have and did so in between the AGM and this meeting here today. So we will importantly also consult with the SLF operations group. So there's in terms of what may come out of this event, it's not directly clear at this point, because we want the time to be able to consider your points of view, your takes on the ideas, and also your position as to SLF's role. So, but as part of that, we need to work with the operations group to also consider the role moving forward. And then, as many people have reiterated throughout the day, it may come to a point where we put a proposal forward to the SLF Council, which is crucial. There's council members represented here today, so that the council can consider whatever that proposal may be. And so you're here, and we'll get to the council, and we'll keep you informed throughout the process. If it comes to a point, there are representatives from our broader community here today, but there is also a need to, this is not about an SLF project as such, it's about SLF initiating something that needs to be part of a much wider movement. So it's important to also talk about this idea, assuming that our SLF members and close supporters give us the go-ahead to do so, to also consult and talk to the wider community. And the reason, as you all know, that this has come to this point is because there is a lot of talk across the world about these kind of models, about these ideas, and an acknowledgement of the emergency. So it's likely that we will talk to the wider groups and community. Again, feed that information back into the strategy group, have clarification, consult with SLF operations. I think you're getting the picture. This is a very consultative, transparent process, and everything that we do in terms of recommendations and further action goes through the SLF Council as the, I guess, governing body.